This is Madhvi from TaroticallySpeaking.com, and today I'm going to be doing my video where I do the theme and intention reading for the next month. And by next month, I mean the 2018 October. And as you must be aware, I don't know if you're on Instagram, if you're on social media, usually I think it's because of Halloween and all of that, the holiday. Basically, usually most people, if they have to set a theme for October, they set it to shadow or shadow work. And so that's kind of what I'm going with. This month's theme is shadow work. So to be honest, I will not really be doing much from the tarot card except pulling out the relevant shadow cards that I'm going to be using from the major arcana, especially for my meditation and for my deep sort of journaling. And these are the two cards that I have chosen this year to focus on, both the devil card and the moon card, because the way I see it, both of these cards do talk a lot about the shadow aspect. I mean, most people, if you ask them, oh, what's the shadow, right, that's kind of where they want to begin. So I'll put the relevant links in the description of this video, so like to the Wikipedia page and stuff, and you can Google about it. There's a bunch of YouTube videos I'm sure people have put up about it, but the very simple or short version of what is the shadow is basically, according to Carl Jung, the shadow is the repressed, suppressed aspect of your nature, which you don't like, which because you've repressed it, or you've pushed it aside, or you've suppressed it because it is something that you don't like about yourself, or it is something that is inherently considered unlikable by the people around you or the world around you, right? So it's kind of that aspect of your nature. You could say it's the dark aspect of your nature. But again, a lot of theories about this abound, but ultimately the idea is to embrace your shadow, to integrate it within your persona, and to therefore reduce the negative impact, such as it is, or the negative intensity really of that shadow on your life. And so you see that kind of reflected somewhere in the devil card, mostly because of the inherent darkness that this card's imagery is all about. But I think this is more like the shadow manifesting on the material plane. That's what I think. Now I've started thinking about it this way, that this is where because the devil is all about being chained to your material desires and becoming a slave of your own desires, and that is the devil inside of you. There's no other devil, there's no external devil. This devil comes from inside of you, such as it is. And we have ascribed all kinds of symbolism and symbols to that negative space, to that negative energy, but that's actually coming from or rising from inside of you, or us, right, basically. So it's our, oh, sorry, I do apologize for that. It's like phone ringing. Okay, so and there's just no way I can go mute it. Just not happening in my phone. It's a whole thing. Anyway, what I'm trying to make is, again, this material desire, this attachment to the material desire, to the material plane, or to the material benefits that come in from the material plane, that comes from within us. So that is kind of the negative stuff that rises from within us. So that brings the shadow aspect into play, and that's where it is reflected in the imagery of the devil card here. But shadow is also all about the fears and the confusion and the deep-seated sort of stuff that's way coming in from your subconscious here. And that is something that brings, it kind of creates instinctive knee-jerk reactions and stuff like that. So the moon card is exactly where it's at. And that is also an aspect of the shadow for me. So this month of October 2018, I'm going to be focusing on discovering more about the shadow aspect present within me. And for that purpose, I'm going to be actually, let me just put these cards aside for a little bit. For that purpose, I'm going to be actually today, this time, just relying on this lovely Lenormand deck, the pixies astounding Lenormand to kind of give me guidance on what I can do, what I should do, right? Or what I ought to do to get to know my shadow better, right? It's basically just that simple, uh, you know. So, because, I'm not going to hide from you. The thing is, while when I was sitting and thinking about it, since October is a month where I am so sorry once again. I don't know why I'm being beset with telephone calls from all sorts of marketing people. And trust me, I've put my phone on Do Not Disturb. Okay, I have. So I honestly do not know what's going on. Anyway, so as I was saying before, I had decided to make October the month where I get, through my journaling, through my cards, really get closer to my shadow aspect, to learn who and what it is about, and kind of, understand that a little bit better. So yeah, that's great. But November, that's the month after October, is going to be all about embracing and integrating the shadow. So there's a theme, that's a connection that flows. So this month, basically, I'm just going to put these two cards up here and have them sort of guide this particular reading. I'm just going to ask my Lenormand cards here to guide me how to get to know my cards better, because the integration part, that question I will do in November. All right. So how should I get to know the different aspects of my shadow self this month? Okay. Okay. So just making sure all the cards fit in the frame. All right, so let's open them. We have scythe. Right at the outset, seeing the scythe. Scythe is all about cutting, but and ending and quickly just sort of, swish. But right at the beginning of the line, the scythe, they've cut something that's on the left of it. So there's nothing there. This is the beginning of the line. So that's how I start looking at it, right? Whatever is on the left of the scythe gets cut, and whatever is on the right of the scythe is harvested, because that's what the scythe it cuts, but it also harvests. So this is what's going to be harvested. That's how I'm going to look at it. And then you have, oh, gentlemen, this is interesting. And then we have lilies, we have the whip, my goodness, and the cross. Now see how, because the question that I asked is all about the shadow side, and you have at least 3 prominently negative cards show up: scythe, whip, cross. This is intense. This means that, okay, it's kind of going in the right direction. So we have cross, which is the burden, okay, or even faith, which is how this line ends, right? So this is the deeper burden. This is also my faith in it. Whip is arguments, anger, and back and forth and repetition. And lilies is something that kind of fertilizes or blooms over time, right? Lilies is also an older male, but looking at the gentleman here card here, so older male gentleman, this could be talking about that, right? So so if I were to sort of, translate this line, and that's how I'm going to be looking at it, because gentleman is the man, and since I'm a woman doing reading for myself, this gentleman refers to the gentleman in my life, the man in my life, right? So look at what you are reaping or harvesting from the man in your life, right? Over this period of time, what you have gained from this. Now, again, this could also be very well talking about the masculine aspect of myself, right? Yeah, I mean, that's also another approach. Look at what you have harvested or gained from the man in your life, or from the masculine aspect of your life over all of this time so far. and see how it is revealed, or see how it will come. You will learn about, see what, especially my shadow aspect, I think, is revealed to me in the anger and the burdens that I carry within me, right? The burden of anger that I carry within me, and that I've been carrying over a long period of time. And it could be anger about the male sex, which also then shows up in the way my relationship with the opposite sex has manifested through time. Okay. And so learn from this, take all of this, and what is it that you will learn from this. So focus on the relationship angle, not just with the man who's currently in your life, but also the men that who have played a big role in your life so far, and also on the way that your anger has created a burden. Your anger towards this male gender has created a burden in your life. And this is very, very interesting, because if you're looking at the politics in the world around you, and if you're looking at what's going on in the world around us, is this whole sort of debate that has opened up, right? Especially American politics, about how women aren't necessarily being given much of control, over their selves, really, over their body, over their choices. Simple things that really men take for granted. It's something that women have always fought for, like education or healthcare, or equal rights, voting rights, right? These are things that men basically just take for granted, and these are things that women all across the world have fought for, have struggled for. And so, there's as a woman, there is a very deep seated anger inside of me that, why this inequality? And then, of course, there's a whole plethora of things. I'm not going to get into it right now. I think what the cards are saying, that focus on that anger and where it comes from, right? I mean, what I just said was kind of like an example, but there's a whole lot, and it comes also from the different experiences, from relationships, and right from the relationship you have with your father, to your brothers, if you have any, to your male friends, to your boyfriends, husbands, significant others, just friends, whatever. All this are centered around the male energy here, and over a period of time, how that has how do bloomed, and how that has created an angry burden on me. So this is what the cards are asking me to look at, and to kind of see what it has created, and that has also contributed to my shadow self. And that is that anger, that burden of anger is actually a big part of this shadow self of mine. So the cards are asking me to kind of focus on that aspect, that then could have will I would say that that sort of anger is the root of certain fears that lie deep within me, certain fears that kind of bring about some knee-jerk reactions from within me, certain fears that create some sort of attachments and linger, especially when you're looking at this is a relationship here, right here. This is the couple from the Lovers card now in the Devil card. So how this translates into the relationships that I make in my life, and what kind of relationship dynamics exist for me. So there's various angles and aspects where this kind of flows into. And so the shadow work that I'm supposed to focus on in October 2018 is all about, or all kind of surrounding my relationship with the men in my life, and the male aspect, and the big picture global sort of male energy, and how it has created an angry burden inside of my sort of psyche. And so, wow, that is a lot. I could just literally fill a big thick notebook with all this stuff. I mean, that is basically a big sign, which means that there's a lot of work in terms of shadow work about this particular topic that I have to do. So Whoa, okay. All right. What about you guys? What kind of shadow work are you going to be facing or focusing on if you're going to be following this theme into October? So if you want to share, please go ahead and do that in the comment section below. And if you have any thoughts, any ideas, any suggestions, anything at all that you would like to share with me regarding this topic, please feel free to drop a link or put your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. I would absolutely love to read what you have to say. And of course, if you feel that you just want to privately email me, do that too. I'm totally cool with that. And I guess you guys know I do readings, and I mentor students who want to learn how to do tarot card readings. I if there's anything at all that I do that interests you, please just look for the links in the description that accompanies this video. You can click on that and go read more about it. Excuse me. And if you want to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, go ahead, do that. Links are in the description. Wow, so if you like this video, give it a big thumbs up, like this video, and let me know your thoughts. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, please do so. I put out all kinds of videos. Just go through my channel and the video playlists and stuff like that, and you'll see the kind of lovely stuff I put out. I hope you like it. I hope you think it's lovely too. And I do wish for you guys to stick around. There's a lot more from that I've planned on for the rest of this year and for next year. So okay, that's a whole lot of intro outro. I guess it's time for me to wrap this video up. I will see you again in I guess tomorrow. I will put up my monthly prediction video for the month of October for all the 12 signs. So I will see you again tomorrow. Meanwhile, stay good, be good, and play with your cards. Bye for now.